Hi, I'm Ellie. Today I'm going to tell you my story. But before I continue, please like, share, and subscribe to hear more stories like this. You think family is supposed to have your back, right? That's what I always believed until last Thanksgiving when my world turned upside down. My sister Mia showed me exactly who she really was. And trust me, it wasn't pretty. Mia and I were never the closest growing up. 2 years older than me, she always had this competitive streak. When I got married to Jake before she did, she barely congratulated us. When I landed a promotion at work, she changed the subject. But nothing prepared me for what happened when my son Noah came into the picture. "He's so precious," Mia said the first time she met Noah at the hospital. "Makes me want another one." She already had 2 kids, Lisa, who was 10, and Tyler, who was 7. "You should see how Jake is with him," I told her, beaming with pride. "He's already talking about teaching him baseball." Mia's smile tightened. "Mark never helped with diapers. Consider yourself lucky." That was the beginning. Every milestone Noah hit became a competition. Every visit turned into a comparison between her kids and mine. "Noah's walking already? Lisa didn't walk until 14 months, she'd say, her tone suggesting I was somehow rushing my child or making things up. Jake noticed it too. After one particularly tense dinner where Mia spent the entire time correcting Noah's table manners, he was barely 2. Jake pulled me aside. "Is it just me, or does your sister seem jealous of a toddler?" he whispered. "She's always been competitive," I defended her, though doubt had started creeping in. "She'll get over it." "I'm not so sure about that," Jake replied, rubbing my shoulder. "The way she looks at him sometimes? It's not right, Ellie. But she didn't get over it. If anything, it got worse." One afternoon while I was preparing lunch, I overheard Mia talking to Noah in the living room. "You're not so special, you know that?" Her voice was honey-sweet, but her words were poison. "Your mommy thinks you're perfect, but you're just a regular kid. My kids could do everything you do, twice as good." I froze, knife halfway through a sandwich. Noah was too young to understand her words, but I wasn't. "What did you just say to my son?" I demanded, stepping into the living room. Mia's face shifted instantly into an innocent smile. "Just telling Noah what a smart boy he is. Aren't you, sweetie?" "That's not what I heard." "Then you heard wrong," she snapped, dropping the facade momentarily. "Maybe you should get your hearing checked." The breaking point came last Thanksgiving. Both our families gathered at my parents' house, a tradition we'd kept since we were kids. Noah, now 2.5, was excited to play with his cousins. Lisa was generally good with him, but Tyler had started mimicking his mother's attitude, making snide comments about how small Noah was or how he couldn't pronounce certain words correctly. "Tyler, be nice to your cousin," I'd remind him gently. "Mom says he's spoiled," Tyler replied once, making my blood boil. I confronted Mia about it later. "Did you tell Tyler that Noah is spoiled?" Mia feigned innocence. "Kids make things up all the time, Ellie. You should know that." "Don't lie to me, Mia. This isn't the first time I've noticed how you talk about my son." "Oh, please," she rolled her eyes dramatically. "Everything is always about precious Noah, isn't it? The golden child who can do no wrong." That Thanksgiving morning, everyone was busy in the kitchen. Jake had gone to pick up my grandparents, and my dad was watching football in the living room. I was helping my mom prepare the turkey when I realized I hadn't heard Noah for a while. "Have you seen Noah?" I asked my mom. "I think he went to play with the kids downstairs," she replied. The basement had been converted into a playroom years ago. Nothing alarming about that, except for the knot in my stomach that wouldn't go away. "I'm going to check on him," I said. As I approached the basement door, I heard giggling. Not the innocent kind. The kind that makes your skin crawl. "Again! Do it again!" That was Tyler's voice. "I don't think we should." Lisa sounded hesitant. "Mom said it's fine. She said Noah gets everything he wants, so this will teach him." I froze. What was happening? I slowly opened the door, and what I saw will haunt me forever. Noah was at the bottom of the stairs, crying. Tyler was halfway down, and Lisa stood at the top, holding a toy car. And there, watching it all with a smile on her face, was my sister Mia. "What's going on?" I demanded, rushing down to scoop up Noah, who was sobbing uncontrollably. "We're just playing," Mia said casually. "Playing?" I checked Noah for injuries, finding bruises forming on his arms and a small cut on his forehead. "They pushed him down the stairs." "Don't be so dramatic, Ellie. Kid's roughhouse. Noah needs to toughen up a bit." "Toughen up? He could have broken his neck." "He's fine," she waved dismissively. "Stop babying him." I couldn't believe my ears. "He's 2, Mia. They could have killed him." Her expression changed then, from casual dismissal to something darker. "Maybe you should watch your kid better instead of playing chef with Mom." That's when I saw it, the true face of my sister. The jealousy, the resentment, the actual pleasure she took in seeing my child hurt. And I knew in that moment that our relationship would never be the same. "Jake!" I shouted, carrying Noah upstairs. "We need to go to the hospital, now!" Mom came running. "What happened?" "Ask your daughter," I spat, grabbing my coat and diaper bag. "The one who thinks it's funny to watch her kids hurt mine." Jake returned just as I was heading out. One look at Noah's tear-streaked face and the bruises forming, and he understood something terrible had happened. "Mia's kids pushed him down the basement stairs," I explained, my voice shaking with rage. "And she watched. She smiled, Jake." "She what?" Jake's face darkened in a way I'd never seen before. He turned toward the kitchen where Mia now stood with my parents. "You're done. Do you hear me? You're done ever being near my son again." The emergency room doctor, Dr. Reynolds, was thorough. Noah had bruises, a mild concussion, and a sprained wrist, but thankfully nothing worse. "These injuries are consistent with a fall," Dr. Reynolds said, looking at us carefully. "Can you tell me what happened?" I explained everything, including Mia's role in it. The doctor's expression darkened. "I'm required by law to report suspected child abuse," he said quietly. "It wasn't us," Jake said quickly. "It was his cousins, encouraged by her sister. I'll need to document everything. This might involve Child Protective Services." When we got home, my phone was flooded with messages from my family. Mia had apparently spun a story about how I'd overreacted to an accident, how Noah had simply tripped. "She's making you out to be the bad guy," Jake said, scrolling through the texts. "Unbelievable." "Let her," I replied, a cold determination settling in my chest. "Because I'm about to show everyone exactly who my sister really is." The next day, I called my parents and asked them to arrange a family meeting. All of us, including Mia and her family. "Ellie, can't we just move past this?" my mom pleaded. "No, Mom, not this time. I want everyone there tomorrow night. If Mia doesn't come, I go straight to the police with my statement from the hospital. Your choice." When we gathered in my parents' living room 2 days later, the tension was thick enough to cut with a knife. Mia sat with her arms crossed, Mark beside her looking uncomfortable. Tyler and Lisa were unusually quiet. "I want to address what happened on Thanksgiving," I began. Noah was pushed down the stairs by Tyler, possibly with Lisa's involvement, while Mia watched and did nothing to stop it. "That's not true," Mia protested. "Noah was running and fell. You always make things bigger than they are." I turned to Lisa, whose eyes were fixed on the floor. "Lisa, sweetie, I need you to tell everyone what happened. No one will be mad at you for telling the truth." Mia shot her daughter a warning look. "Lisa doesn't have to say anything." "Actually," Jake interjected, "she might have to tell the truth to the social worker who's coming tomorrow." "What social worker?" Mark asked, suddenly alert. "The one from CPS," I explained calmly. "Dr. Reynolds filed a report. They're investigating the incident as potential child abuse." The color drained from Mia's face. "You reported us to CPS? Are you insane?" "I didn't. The doctor did. It's the law, Mia." Lisa burst into tears. "I'm sorry. Tyler said we should play a game where we roll toys down the stairs, but then he said Noah should go down too. I told him no, but he pushed Noah anyway, and Aunt Mia just watched and said Noah would be fine." The room fell silent. My mother covered her mouth in horror. My father, usually so stoic, looked at Mia with undisguised disappointment. "Is this true?" Mark asked his wife. "Did you watch this happen and do nothing?" Mia's face contorted with rage. "So what if I did? Ellie's precious little boy gets everything. Everyone fawns over him like he's some miracle child. My kids are invisible when he's around." "He's a toddler, Mia," I said, my voice breaking. "He could have been seriously hurt." "But he wasn't, was he? Just a few bruises. Now you're trying to destroy my family over it." "You did that yourself," Jake said quietly. Dad finally spoke, his voice uncharacteristically emotional. "Mia, I never imagined you could be capable of this. Your own nephew?" "Don't act so shocked, Dad," Mia spat. "You never paid attention to anything I did unless it involved perfect little Ellie." The social worker's visit the next day was thorough. Lisa, brave girl that she was, told the truth again. Tyler, following his mother's coaching, tried to lie but couldn't keep his story straight. Mark, to his credit, seemed genuinely horrified by what had happened. "Did your mother tell you to push Noah?" the social worker asked Tyler gently. Tyler looked at his shoes. "Not really, but she said Noah was spoiled and needed to learn that he can't always get what he wants." CPS opened a case. Mia and Mark were required to attend parenting classes. Tyler needed counseling. My parents, finally seeing Mia for who she really was, supported me completely. "I had no idea she harbored such resentment," my mom confessed one day over coffee. "I should have seen the signs. None of us wanted to see it," I admitted. The fallout continued. Mark filed for divorce 6 months later, unable to look at his wife the same way after discovering her role in Noah's injury. He got primary custody of the kids, with Mia having supervised visitation until she completed various court-mandated programs. "I should have seen it sooner," Mark told me one day when dropping the kids off for a visit. "The way she talked about you and Noah behind your back? I thought it was just sibling rivalry, but it was something darker." At Lisa's request, we maintained a relationship with her and Tyler. Under Mark's care and with proper therapy, Tyler began to understand the seriousness of what he'd done. Lisa and Noah even developed a sweet cousin bond over time. "Why doesn't Mommy come to our house anymore?" Noah asked once, watching Lisa and Tyler play with his train set. "She's living somewhere else now," I explained carefully. "Is it because she was mean?" I hesitated. "Yes, sweetie. Sometimes grown-ups make bad choices and there are consequences." Mia, however, spiraled. She lost her job after multiple unexplained absences. She blamed everyone but herself, me, Mark, the kids, our parents. She tried reaching out to me once, not to apologize, but to accuse me of ruining her life. "You've always been jealous of me," she said when I reluctantly answered her call. "You orchestrated this whole thing to turn everyone against me." "Goodbye, Mia," was all I said before hanging up. A year after the incident, we heard Mia had moved to another state. Apparently, she couldn't handle the whispers around town, the way former friends crossed the street to avoid her after the story got out. Not from me. I never had to say a word. The truth has a way of revealing itself. As for Noah, he recovered fully and has no memory of that terrible day. Jake and I welcomed a daughter last spring, and Mark brings Lisa and Tyler over regularly for cousin playdates. Supervised, of course. Last week, I ran into Mark at the grocery store. He looked good happier than I'd seen him in years. "How's Mia?" I asked, more out of politeness than actual concern. He shrugged. "Living with her parents in Florida, still blaming everyone else." Then he hesitated. "She wanted me to ask if you'd let her see Noah, just once." I didn't even have to think about it. "No, Mark. Some people don't deserve second chances." He nodded, understanding completely. As I tucked Noah into bed that night, watching his peaceful face as he drifted off to sleep, I felt that fierce maternal protectiveness wash over me. Family isn't just about blood. It's about protection, love, and trust. Sometimes the hardest lesson is learning who deserves to be in your life and who never deserved you at all. "Mommy loves you," I whispered, brushing his hair from his forehead. "Love you too," he murmured sleepily. "And Daddy and Lisa and Tyler." I smiled in the darkness. Despite everything, he still had room in his heart for love. Maybe that was the greatest revenge of all, raising a child who wouldn't carry the poison of resentment that had destroyed my sister. So I ask you, have you ever had to cut a toxic family member out of your life? What was your breaking point, and do you ever regret your decision? Share your experience in the comments below.